Today we're in Moab, Utah, and we're headed out for a hike in a beautiful canyon that is a little bit of a hidden gem. We found it kind of randomly last year when we were here, and there was pretty much no one around. It's Easter Jeep Safari Week in Moab, and that means there are so many people here. It's super fun to see all of the Jeeps in town. They pretty much take over Moab during this week, but it also means a lot of the trailheads are very busy. So we're hoping to make our way down to this little bit of a secret canyon that we feel like won't be as busy as the rest of the trailhead, so we're excited to see how it is. The Hunter Canyon Trail is a little under 4 miles with less than 400 feet of elevation gain. We left the trailhead and it isn't long before you're surrounded by the stunning canyon walls and you feel pretty secluded. When we hiked here on a dog walk last year, we only completed about a mile, so we were super excited to see what the day had in store. Something small that we love to do that just makes us so happy is before heading out for a weekend adventure on Saturday and Sunday mornings, we almost always stop to get some sort of fun drink on the way. So today I have a lemon ginger kombucha, and it's just kind of this routine we've gotten in over the years. It's just something fun to do before we head out on a hike. I doubt there's water in this canyon at all times of the year, but we always love finding water on a trail, so we were happy to see the creek was flowing. Not only does the water make the hike feel so relaxing and peaceful, but it also means the dogs have some water to cool off. The forecast today was showing 40-mile-per-hour winds, wind gusts, and I think we got pretty lucky coming into this canyon because thankfully, at least not yet, it's not windy at all down here, and maybe the canyon walls are blocking us from the wind, but we were really hoping we were going to escape it by going down into this canyon. And it is just so beautiful so far. Up in higher elevations, a lot of the trees aren't blooming yet, but down here with this creek running through the canyon, a lot of the trees are blooming, and the green against the red rock walls are so pretty. We really can't believe that there is nobody on this trail. This has to be one of the most beautiful canyons in Moab. And a few days ago, we also went out and hiked another canyon that was called Day Canyon. And it was just as stunning as this. And there was hardly anybody there except a few rock climbers. So if you ever come to Moab, I definitely recommend looking for the less popular trails if you're using a mapping application such as All Trails. Just because they don't have a lot of reviews doesn't mean they're not going to be absolutely stunning, and this is the perfect example.
as we were coming up out of that wash over there, I looked up and I saw this big hole over here. But then I looked and there's this huge cave. It probably goes back 40, 50 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It really is.
How does that even happen?
I think it's from water coming over the edge and it like drips down in.
Really?
And it like slowly hollows it out and then the rocks crumble.
That's wild. So we have a couple of friends visiting us this weekend in Moab, and they wanted to go out for a trail run, so we figured it was a perfect time for us to get the dogs out for a hike today. And we do have to get back. We're on a little bit of a time crunch, so we've picked up the pace a little bit to make sure we're back in time to meet them. But we are trying to make it to the end of this trail because I just looked at the map and it's marked as Curious Arch Viewpoint. I didn't think this was going to take us to any viewpoints. I thought the canyon would just kind of end. A lot of times when we're hiking through these canyons, it's a little bit hard to find the trail because sometimes you'll have the trail and then you'll have a wash right next to it, and there'll be, you know, boulders that have fallen or trees or something blocking the trail, so it can be a little hard to stay on track. So a little trick we've learned is that it seems that Jackson, who pretty much always hikes ahead of us, always knows the way. I think he can maybe smell where the trail is, so we call him back to us, he'll run back, and then he almost always points us in the right direction. We just came across something that kind of looks like an arch, but not 100%. We're not quite at the viewpoint just yet, so we're gonna go to where it's marked on the map and maybe see if there's a view of something else, but I don't know, maybe that is the arch. So we're here at the exact spot the Curious Arch Viewpoint is marked in the map, so we're assuming up there. It kind of looks like an arch. It's like, I guess, a very curious arch. But very cool to come see, and what a beautiful trail. So we're gonna turn around here and make our way back now. The weather in Moab so far, we found, has been pleasantly wrong, because most days it is said it is supposed to be full clouds, and like I said today, 40-mile-per-hour winds. There's no wind in this canyon. It's basically full sunshine right now. It's warm, it's nice, so you can't really complain when the weather is wrong, but it turns out like this. We're almost back to the car. Overall, I would rate this hike probably 10 out of 10. I know that's saying a lot, but this is definitely one of the prettiest areas we've seen in Moab, and the fact that there's no crowds, and it's great for dogs because you have the water, at least at this time of year in the spring. It's just absolutely beautiful. We're back in the car, back on the road, and headed to meet our friends to go hang out. That was such an incredible hike, and for under 4 miles, you really get a lot of bang for your buck, and you don't have to climb much at all. There's small little up and down hills throughout the canyon, but hardly any climbing, so I would highly recommend that hike. So we're gonna wrap up the video here. If you're not already, we'd love if you subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.